This is a true crime story that will shock you to the core. Our story today takes a look at the abduction and murder of Leanne Tiernan. Leanne Tiernan, who was 16 at the time of her death, was born on the 27th of September 1984 in Metropolitan Borough of Leeds, West Yorkshire in England. Leanne Tiernan left her home on the 26th of November, just like she did every other day. What no one knew, however, was that this was the last day anyone would ever see her alive. She was abducted less than a mile from her home and later murdered. The search inquiry into Leanne Tiernan's disappearance would go on to become one of the largest in Yorkshire's history. Welcome to this channel. Today we are going to take a look at the case of Leanne Tiernan. Before we continue, if you enjoy true crime stories, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel to get the latest information on our latest videos. Now come along with us as we take a look into the truly sad story of Leanne Tiernan. Leanne was a pupil at the Leeds West High School, and she was last seen alive on the 26th of November 2000, when she and her friend Sarah Whitehouse, who was 15 at that time, returned to Branley by bus after they had gone on a shopping trip to Leeds city centre. The girls went their separate ways at Howley Lane. The last time Sarah saw Leanne, she was setting off along Howley Lane, which was an unlit area of wooded wasteland. When Sarah got home, she telephoned Leanne's home and was surprised when she discovered that Leanne was not there. At 5:20 p.m. that same day, Leanne's mum tried to reach Leanne on her mobile phone to try and find out where she was, but no one picked up the phone as the phone would ring out for a while and then cut off. Leanne's phone rang out about 4 times before it was cut off. At about 7 p.m., Leanne's mum was naturally concerned about her daughter's safety and called the police to file a missing person report. After receiving the report, the police immediately began a missing persons inquiry, which was headed by Detective Superintendent Chris Gregg. The police began the search for Leanne from the area where she was last seen walking through, but no trace of her was found. The search for Leanne continued and would turn out to be one of the largest searches ever carried out by the West Yorkshire Police, as it involved about 200 officers, as well as hundreds of volunteers. During the search team conducted over 1,400 house-to-house inquiries, and about 800 houses along her probable route were also searched, with the police designating the route as a red route. Over 140 men were interviewed, DNA samples were taken, and about 12 search warrants were issued at various addresses in Leeds. The West Yorkshire Police Underwater Search Unit carried out a 3-mile search of the Leeds and Liverpool canals between Spring Garden Lock and Branley Falls. The units also searched 32 drain pipes in the area. In a bid to find evidence that could be crucial in solving Leanne's disappearance, investigators temporarily halted the collection of household waste to allow for the police to search all waste bins for evidence. The inquiry also received assistance from the British Waterways, British Transport Police, and the Ministry of Defence Aerial Reconnaissance Department, as well as from a joint police and military training facility. On the 3rd of December 2000, the police had constructed a reenactment of Leanne's last movements, thanks to the information supplied by Leanne's friend, as well as Leanne's older sister Michelle. A local business also offered a £10,000 reward for anyone who had any information that could lead to the whereabouts of Leanne, and a supermarket chain put Leanne's picture on milk cartons that were to be sold nationwide. On the 4th of December 2000, the police released an EFIT composite of a man who had been spotted walking a dog in the Howley Gill area shortly before Leanne disappeared. He was described to be about 5 feet 8 inches tall and a stocky build with a round reddish face that was possibly scarred. The man was wearing a black woolen hat, a 3/4 waterproof jacket, and dirty jeans. On the 20th of August 2001, Leanne's body was found by Mark Bisson, who happened upon the body while he was walking his 2 dogs in Lindley Woods, North Yorkshire. This was only 100 yards from where another victim, Yvonne Fitt, had been found in 1992. The identity of the body found was confirmed to be Leanne Tiernan on the 22nd of August 2001. Through fingerprints, and Detective Superintendent Gregg later announced that the case had indeed become a murder case. Leanne's body had been found wrapped inside a 9 green plastic bag with a black bin bag wrapped around her head, a leather dog collar, and a floral pattern duvet. Leanne was found with cable ties, and a dark scarf was found around her neck. Leanne's hair was also tied in a ponytail with the same band and hair clip that she had on when she disappeared. The state of decomposition of her body led the forensic experts to believe that her body had been frozen up until the weeks before her body was discovered in an attempt to avoid detection, and probably because the killer wanted to preserve the body as a trophy. The police then made an appeal to anyone who had been at Lindley Wood around that time, or knew anybody that had visited the woods regularly, to get in touch. As the now murder investigation continued, the police had a prime suspect. The name of the suspect was John Taylor. John Taylor was a parcel delivery man who lived in the same estate as Leanne. He was locally known as the Pet Man, as he was known to keep quite a number of dogs and also sold pet food. John Taylor was also known to be a poacher. He was generally considered by his neighbours as trustworthy and ordinary, as he had been convicted only once before for the theft of a suit when he was 15. John's name was given to the police by two of his ex-friends who he had met through the Lonely Hearts column, with each friend contacting the police separately. They both told the police that he had driven with them through the woods and had boasted to them about poaching in the woods regularly. An investigation into Taylor led the police to discover that he was a frequent user of the Lonely Hearts column. And when they went through his phone records, they were able to trace and interview some of the women he had contacted through this medium. One of the women he dated claimed that he had disclosed to her about how he liked to tie women up and lock them in the cupboard. Some of his other girlfriends confirmed that he had a fetish for tying women and having sex. One of them even complained that John wanted to tie her daughter and trying to have sex with her. When one of the women described her ordeal, she said John would tie a plastic cable around each of her wrists, then tie her hands behind her back by linking them with a third cable tie. Strangely, this was the exact same way Leanne had been found. During further investigations, it was revealed that the leather collar, which was found on Leanne's neck, had been manufactured by a company in Nottingham, and they had made sales to 220 wholesalers, with John purchasing from one of them. An examination via a mitochondrial DNA testing of some hair, which was caught on the knot of the scarf around Leanne's neck, revealed a DNA profile that was a match to John's. Pieces of black plastics, similar to that which had been used to wrap Leanne's body up, were also found in Taylor's house. The forensics team were able to determine that Leanne had been in John's garden through the distinctive type of pollen found in her nasal cavity, hair, and shin. On the 16th of October 2001, Taylor was arrested on the suspicion of murder. During his interview by the police, Taylor admitted to kidnapping Leanne. He explained that he had not visited Holly Gill for a while, but by chance had been there in the afternoon that Leanne had gone missing. He said that she had walked past him, and on impulse he had seized her from behind, tied her hands behind her back with a dog leash, covered her head with his jacket, and forced her to walk to his home, which was close by at Cockshot Drive. He then forced her into his bedroom, and onto the bed, where he claimed that she fell off the bed during a struggle, striking her head on the floor. He then picked her up by the scarf around her neck, and claimed that her death was an accident. After she died, John panicked and hid her body in Lindley Woods. Taylor appeared before the court for the first time on the 15th of February 2002, where he pleaded guilty as regards the kidnapping of Leanne Tiernan. He was asked not to enter a plea for her murder pending a separate hearing, and he was reprimanded and kept in police custody awaiting trial. On the 8th of July 2002, which was the first day of his trial, he pled guilty to Leanne's murder and was sentenced to mandatory life imprisonment that same day. Thanks for watching. Please let us know what you think about this case in the comments. And please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to stay notified about our latest video. Thanks again, and see you in another video.